Yo, what's up, you two? I'm a nerdy guy, and today we're reacting to the Dallas Mavericks won the lottery. Let's see what he's saying, man. No
Listen, I don't know
spoilers,
why
no
we
nothing.
allow
Let's get
sports or the
straight into it.
teams that we root for to be so closely attached to our own mental health. It don't make no sense. This is a kid's game. Played by giant adults. Why do I care so much? I don't know, but it's bothering me.
That's exactly
The
why,
Dallas
because the
Mavericks
kids'
won the
game.
NBA lottery. Nothing really against Dallas. It's the other things. You know, going into the NBA draft lottery, as I do every single season, I'm really optimistic about the outcome for my Chicago Bulls.
And I would
that we only have a
if I was a fan of a team, I would behave the exact way Kenny would be. But I'm not a fan of no team. I have players. That's what I'm saying. I'm a players guy. But um the Dallas Mavericks got the number one pick. It's safe to say it's gonna be Cooper Flag. He hasn't declared yet, but when he has declared, oh trust me, he's going to the Mavericks. Absolutely, mind boggling, not boggling, but it's crazy how they traded away the franchise player and immediately they're getting a new potential franchise player. Even if he's not a franchise player, he's gonna fit well right off the bat with what the Mavericks are trying to do. Cause I mean he's a four, right? But realistically, I think he can play the 3-4. Kyrie at the point. I know Kyrie will not be, there this upcoming season, but it's optimistic for the future though. Him, AD, and Kyrie with all the other pieces like a lively and stuff. I'm talking too much and not even reacting to the video, but
chance to jump up to the
yo,
first overall pick. But I
it's
was alive in
crazy.
2008. I was a fan in 2008 when we also had a 1.7% chance of jumping up and we drafted Derrick Rose. So I'm going to this lottery. I'm chilling, right? I'm eating my dinner. Spoiler alert, I have not touched this food. Like it since we found out who won the lottery, my whole appetite is gone. But I'll get to that. We get to it,
It
and
be
it
like
says the
that
Chicago
sometimes.
Bulls are picking 12th. I'm like, okay, cool.
Sports
Not that
really
big of a
do
deal.
like
Again, we're
piss
talking
you
about
the
a
fuck
1.7%
off
chance.
sometimes.
Yeah, it does suck, but it's not the end of the world. And then when they said the Dallas Mavericks have jumped into the top 4, I almost lost it. I could just feel the blood pressure go up. I could just feel. I'm like, Kenny, that's not that big of a deal. Let me explain to you why it is. Because the Chicago Bulls had the exact same record, and I promise this video is not all about the Bulls. I promise you that. The Chicago Bulls had the
I mean, it
exact same
feels
record as
like
the
it.
Dallas Mavericks.
You have on
And
a
they split
Bulls
the
shirt.
tiebreaker.
You're talking about the Bulls
So,
not
in order
getting
for the
the
NBA to
number
figure out
one pick.
who has a
Listen, from Jerry Krause,
1.7% chance and who has a
Crush
1.8% chance, they
literally
flip a
broke the
coin.
best thing the Bulls had.
Literal
They have
50-50
not came
chance.
back together.
The coin was flipped and landed on Dallas.
Till
So
Derrick
Dallas
Rose.
has a 1.8 and we have a 1.7. Not that big of a deal. We're talking about decimal points of a difference. That coin flip is the reason why we won't have Cooper Flag. That coin flip, that 50-50. I have, and this is about to say something because I was around when Derrick Rose got injured. I have never felt this heartbroken as a fan. And listen, Cooper Flag might not even be all in the bag of chips. He might not be all in the bag of chips, but I have never been this heartbroken as a fan to say that we had a 50-50 chance.
And I feel it true. I really feel your pain, bro. Truly. I don't understand it. I'm not a Bulls fan, but I truly empathize with it, bro. Like to cheer for a moribund franchise. A franchise that was the standard in the early 90s. A franchise that is regarded as having the best player ever, the GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, has come to this. I'm not even trying to bash the Bulls, but I empathize with you, Teddy.
Chance at
I
this
really do.
and didn't get it sucks because the Bulls suck.
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need
Does
to meet,
suck.
it's this
But you know
dope
what
tech
that
from
sucks?
Wix.
Then he has to pay the bills. I gotta pay my
Now
bills.
this whole flow
You guys
is a
have to do it
conversation.
too.
Suck. And they're mediocre. And I can't help but to think about one of the coolest days as a Bulls fan in recent history. When Josh Giddey hit that shot on the Lakers, if he misses, guess what? We have Cooper Flag today. If he misses the half-court heave, a shot that is missed 97% of the time,
Which,
99%
might
of the
I
time,
add, y'all
if
were
he
trolling the
misses it,
Lakers
we have Cooper
for.
Flag, and I'm not blaming Josh Giddey for that. He's
Y'all
playing
was
basketball the other day.
happy.
His goal is to win. But for it to end like that and for it to be like that is mind-blowing to me, man. It really does change the perspective and everything.
But
Y'all
listen,
remember when we were
I
talking,
saw a post
when the
going
Bulls
around,
were hot,
like,
if you will. We were talking about being a
Nico,
pot A fan and a
like,
pot B fan.
hit up
Pot A
Adam
fans
Silver.
care about the salary
Like,
cap. They care
he
about
was like,
trades,
you
they
know,
care
do
about
me
the
a
lottery, they care
favor,
about that.
trade
That's the
Luka
fan
to
I
the
usually am. And then there's pot B,
Lakers,
that's
and I
like
got
my
you for the
favorite
number
team
one
wins.
pick.
And we talked about how if you're part
I see the
B, you
memes going
probably are
around.
into
That's like
stable.
funny
And if
as
you're part
hell,
A,
bro.
then you probably aren't because you care too much about the randomness
knows
that
if
is
it's
the
real?
sport. And then when the Bulls were doing the thing, I was in pot B. Yeah, the Bulls look fun. I was an idiot. Idiot.
He's just
Because we're
ranting
picking
about
at
the
12.
Bulls right now.
A team that always picks between 7 and 12 and not being able to build a goddamn thing. And I was gonna say this is like I'm like losing my mind. And again, this is not about the Bulls. I promise you're gonna get to the Dallas Mavericks and the Spurs and the 76ers and so on and so forth. But I want to remind you, what year is this? Is that the 2017 NBA draft? Let me double check
Yo.
that. 2017 NBA draft. Sorry for the texting and stuff. A lot of stuff is going on right now. I'm sorry, not 2017. It was a year after that. 2018 NBA draft. The Bulls were in a tiebreaker. Same exact situation with the same exact team. A coin flip went up, and guess what? The Dallas Mavericks won, which means that they drafted Luka Doncic. Well, I mean, they make the trade for Luka Doncic. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't get in the coin flip with the Dallas Mavericks because they're going to win it every fucking time. I'm heartbroken. I'm telling you, bro, hopefully I'll be able to eat dinner, but I'm not expecting it right now. That's how heartbroken I really am. And then you can say to me, Kenny, the Bulls don't deserve to win the lottery.
Bulls fans are
They're poorly
bad.
run. They have a
Down.
terrible owner.
Down
So
bad.
I would say you're probably right.
Mixing up words.
You probably are right. This team has been a playing team for 100 years in a row. They probably don't deserve to get bailed out by having a generational talent. You are probably right. But you can't convince me that means that the Dallas Mavericks deserve it more.
They just traded away
Nico
one.
Harrison is like,
And
he
instantly,
just got dogged for a month straight.
instantly,
He probably will
like
continue
the
to be
last
dogged
time,
for the rest of
this
his,
reminds
his
me of like
professional life as a
when the
general manager of
Pelicans
Dallas Mavericks.
had AD.
He blindsided Luka Doncic,
and
traded him away to the Lakers.
they
For stuff.
drafted
Shout out to
Zion
Anthony
Williamson.
Davis. I don't mean to be dismissive of you, but just for stuff at the end of the day.
Or did they
He keeps talking
trade
about defense wins
Zion
championship, defense wins
before?
championship. We believe that we have a
No,
good roster.
traded
Unfortunately, he
AD
got
before
injured, and Kyrie
drafting
got injured.
Zion.
Cooper
I think
Flag
that's
is
how it
perfect
went.
for his own mantra. Defense wins championships. And I know now Dallas Mavericks fans are going through this whole mental hurdle because some of them denounced their fandom when Luka Doncic got traded. I would assume some of them would be like, actually, it's not that bad around here. Cooper Flag, our new generational talent. We just had one in 2008. We traded him away. Now we get another chance. I'm sure some of those fans will come back. I don't think this winning the lottery and getting Cooper Flag is going to make people automatically fall in love with Nico Harrison again.
True.
Because nobody knows if Cooper Flag and Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving will be able to put it together fast enough for them to be a championship team. But it's insane that he traded away Luka. Luka flames out in the playoffs, and then he wins the lottery to get his perfect prospect. It's almost too good to be true. People are respect.
Is it rigged, y'all? Is it rigged? I'm smelling a rigging, y'all. I'm smelling Adam Silver did Nico a favor, and Nico did Adam a favor. Listen. Hey, Nico, I want you to trade Luka to a big city like LA. Yeah, we gonna bump up the ratings. See what I'm saying? Man, Adam, he's my ticket. My ticket, top seller. My franchise player, Adam. He's like everything I have for this franchise. What you mean trade him? Nah. Don't worry about it, Nico. I got you. Go get the number one pick. Cooper Flag's coming up in there. Alright, Adam. I got you. I'm smelling it. It's starting to make
Speculating.
perfect sense.
Adam
now.
Silver told Nico to trade Luka to a big market. He was going to reward him. I don't think
See?
that's how it works, y'all. I know these conspiracies are always super fun. But the way the draft live,
You don't know that. Because the way how this is all coming about, it's too good to be true. Too good to be a coincidence. Honestly.
works right now, it'll be extremely hard to rig because they have the people that are
like that.
on, then they have like 15 different sports reporters, and some of those people I know personally. It will be hard to pull the wool over those eyes. But maybe they can't. Maybe they still do. I don't know. But I highly, highly doubt it. So the Dallas Mavericks jump up 10 spots to win the NBA lottery, and now we got to start thinking about what that team could look like. Kyrie Irving is, of course, going to miss a bulk of the season because he tore his Achilles, I'm pretty sure it was.
ACL.
But it changes the dynamic of the Western Conference even more. I wanted, of course, Cooper Flag to be in Chicago, but I really was rooting for him to end up in the Eastern Conference because the Western Conference is so damn crazy. And now when you think about the team that jumped up 6 spots to get the second overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs, they are. This is our predictor. This is everybody.
Bro, the Spurs got the second pick? What? I guess all those years of tanking finally played off. Wemby, you got Castle, you traded for Fox for literally like a banana chips and a slice of a bun. And now you have the second pick. I don't know potentially who it is. I don't know if it's gonna pan out, but still, the second pick. If the Spurs don't make the playoffs next year, like somebody needs to go. And I get it. Popovich just went up into the front office and they're getting a new head coach. But like Spurs have a load of
clean
talent
version of what could happen.
Like the Western
Remember,
Conference is
Spurs had
stacked
Victor Wembanyama from 2 years ago,
to the
Stephon
brim.
Castle from this year, who just won Rookie of the Year. They traded for De'Aaron Fox, and then they now have the second overall pick. And by all accounts, the second overall pick is Dylan Harper. There's not even a prospect that is even.
Oh, he said
competing
Dylan
with
Harper
as of today to be that second overall pick.
I'm not familiar with this game. I don't even know if it's a guard or a center, to be honest.
We have Stephon Castle.
I don't
you
watch
can have the
college
argument who's
like
a better long-term prospect, Stephon Castle or Dylan Harper. I'm not going to make that argument because I don't know too much about Dylan Harper as of today. That pick is probably going to get moved. This morning, Shams Charania reported this is the first time in Giannis' career that he's even thinking about going to a whole different organization. It's like, oh, that's interesting. You know, some teams that should be interested are the San Antonio Spurs, the Houston Rockets, so on and so forth.
How about y'all? How y'all feel about Giannis and Wemby? With Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox? Ooh. I don't know if it will work. I don't, because I don't know, because even with De'Aaron Fox, like, Wemby still needs the ball to, do what he does. Like, it's the ball handling and stuff like that make Wemby special, but, And then Giannis gonna come up on that do the same thing. I don't know.
And for the Spurs to jump up to number 2, that makes that possibility, like, the chances are just higher now.
But will the Bucks trade Giannis for the number 2 pick? The only way I think is if Giannis won that trade, honestly.
It's higher. Because the Milwaukee Bucks, if they're going to trade away Giannis, they can try to say all they want, oh, we want players that can help us right now, so on and so forth. If you can't win with Giannis on his roster, you going to get somebody that can do it right now. It's just unlikely. Giannis is one of the 2 to 3 best players in the entire world, right? So in my mind, that's resetting you for a rebuild. And if you can't get your own first-round picks back from the Pelicans, then getting a second overall pick in Dylan Harper is a pretty good consolation prize. Now, there's going to be more. It's not Dylan Harper. It's not Dylan Harper for Giannis, right? You're going to have to give us something. If you are the Milwaukee Bucks, you're probably asking for Castle as well when you're trying to build together.
I'm trying to get Wemby.
I don't know how those negotiations are going to go, but it kind of felt perfect.
It's not going to happen, but hey.
And this is something we see in the NFL quite some
Giannis or Wemby's kind of like a fair trade.
But when you end up drafting a guy.
Why are you not investing?
To be honest, Giannis actually proven. We know Wemby's good, but Wemby has not proven anything yet.
Guy at the quarterback position that is really good to start off with. You have a small window before they are.
But Wemby's younger, so his upside is going to be
that salary cap or whatever the hell the NFL is. That's what you see, or you saw with like Mahomes eventually. right? Mahomes come in season number 2. He's a guy. And it's like, oh, we have a surplus amount of money because we ain't had to pay our quarterback just yet. It's essentially what's going to happen with Washington, right? Washington has Jaden Daniels. They're going to have to go in and buy before Jaden Daniels is super expensive. And I think the same thing can happen with Victor Wembanyama. We already got the De'Aaron Fox move, and now this means that Giannis could be here as well. It was a report that Giannis might be wanting to go to a place with no state sales tax or whatever the hell it was. And I've been to Texas. I've been to Texas a few different times. So it just feels like that trade is going to happen. It's going to be some version of that trade to happen. And if it doesn't, I kind of will be, I don't know, disappointed. If Giannis goes to the office and say, okay, I do want to be traded and it's not for this pick and to the Spurs, I will be disappointed. For what it's worth, I would rather him stay in Milwaukee. I think it's better for the Eastern Conference because if he goes and Cooper Flag is over there, it's what's going to happen. The Boston Celtics are about to start moving some pieces because of some other stuff. So who's winning the Eastern Conference? Who's the best player in the East? Who are the best 4 players in the East? Compare them to the best 4 players in the West. The best 4 players in the West, if Giannis requests out, it's going to be Jokic, it's going to be Shea, it's going to be Luka, it's going to be Giannis. Hello?
Still got LeBron over there, Curry over there, Ant-Man.
Pretty interesting stuff for them. I don't know exactly what they do with this pick, right? Of course, you know the top 2 guys are going to be Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper in some version. 3rd overall pick, I've seen Ace Bailey, I've seen VJ, I've seen a couple different guys, and I wonder what the 76ers do with it. I like people are asking them, do they make a trade with it? And I just don't see that as likely. Maybe possibly, right? Maybe you can get off the Paul George contract and use that pick as a sweetener to go get somebody that you enjoy more.
Are they talking about get rid of Paul George after one season?
But there was a time where they were like teetering the tank. And
run it back. Like, players were kind of injured though.
Pick, and they don't keep the pick. It's going to OKC, and they jumped up to number 3. So shout out to the 76ers for that, I guess. This was a really bad night for actual tanking. Utah drops 4. Washington drops 4. New Orleans drops 3. Brooklyn drops 3. Toronto drops 2. If you've ever needed an argument for being anti-tank, show them the lottery from tonight. Because those teams, I mean, the Utah Jazz lost 65 games this year to pick 5th.
Crazy.
Not much better than that. The Washington
Absolutely incredible.
Lost 64 games to pick 6th.
No change.
That's what the
no change.
Done. Right?
Another year with Jordan Poole.
Like
another year with Laura Markkinen.
But they were the worst team in basketball. What, 3 years?
Just dying out there in Utah.
3 years.
By himself.
That's something. But also, don't be super mediocre where it's like you're a 50 win team. You know what I'm trying to say? 49 win team. Because you can lose a coin flip and end up with the 12th pick instead of the first pick. I don't know what else there is to really say. Cooper Flag has the benefit to go to the Dallas Mavericks.
You can see the stress in Kenny's face.
Not have like the pressure, if you will, to be a 1A guy. Like if he would have went to, Utah or Washington.
Better luck next year, Kenny.
Brooklyn, or one of those type of things. He's going to be playing alongside Kyrie and Anthony Davis eventually, which is going to help his development, I think, go even further. I'm already looking at them defensively and be like, yeah, this is, again, what Nico Harrison was talking about. Because I think Cooper Flag comes in, he's immediately a plus defensive player. Higher than a plus defensive player. That's understated. And then him pairing alongside Anthony Davis and some of the other people around him should be pretty interesting stuff. Basketball karma, is it real? It's a topic of conversation.
Or is NBA rigging real?
I feel for you. I know I complained a lot at the beginning of this video as a Bulls fan, but I feel for Wizards fans. I feel for Jazz fans and everybody else that dropped for real because you just went through hellish basketball. And I won't say for nothing, right? It's not like you can't draft a star at 6, but it's a lot tougher to draft a star at 6 than it is at 1. I'll say that.
Ooh, I don't think they take that here.
Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in
And the
past.
video's done. It is. Well, hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment down below. The Dallas Mavericks won the draft lottery. They get the Cooper Flag sweepstakes after trading Luka Doncic. Absolutely incredible. Peace.